Right guys, Spixie here. So yeah, this is the first After Effects tutorial on my channel, I think. And yeah, in today's video we're gonna learn Fortnite basics and everything you need to know to start editing in After Effects. But of course, I'm not that skilled on After Effects, so I decided to get someone who at least knows something. Yeah, this tutorial is gonna be made by Mario, so make sure to check him out. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description, or his Twitter, whatever. But yeah, enjoy the video.
Yo, what is up, guys? It is your favorite friendly neighborhood jet on the block of editing, Mario VFX, and today is the 24th day of Spixie's advent calendar, which I was gonna do last year, but you know, we're not gonna speak on that. But today we're gonna be learning the rough draft of basics, and you know, this is pretty much what we're gonna do. First off, this is how this is gonna be. Today we're gonna learn how to plan. Song and ideas, you know the drill. Pan and pan crop, timing map, you know how it is. Pacing and clip choice, and then we're gonna get to the tips and tricks at the end. So guys, be prepared. You're gonna be learning a lot for this one. Okay guys, before we start this off, I just want to say this real quick. Basics, in my definition, would be just essentials you need in any video. Really, just any video. You just need this because you could have the most worst effects ever. You can have the worst parallax, cinematics, whatever, worst assets, but it won't matter because you have God basics. I'm not saying I do, but if you do and your effects are shit and whatever the case may be, your video is gonna still have some decent quality to it, if you know what I mean. So I'd rather see a video with good basics and horrible effects than horrible basics and decent effects, because at the end of the day you're gonna need it. So these are just quick essentials that you need in general, and let's get on to it. Alright guys, do you want to plan your video like everyone knows when you start off an edit, the worst part of the whole shit is to pick a song. So you want to find songs like this. Or maybe songs maybe like this. Yeah, I didn't think so either. But basically, the rough draft of all of that is just go on SoundCloud, find a person that like made a God video or whatever, and like think of a song that they might have used, right? Go to related tracks and just brush down through all of these. Like, for the ideas, let me break this down. It's okay to clone, but when you have to like copy someone's entire flow, copy someone's entire way of thinking, that's where it's fucked up. You can do it, just make sure you put the IB. That's all that matters. I don't have a problem with people cloning, because then I like seeing the same video, but like someone else did it, because it's cool. But when you gotta full clone someone and not give an IB, it's messed up. Really, what I would just say is look at a good video, find popular videos a lot of people like, maybe that you even like, maybe you like the storytelling, maybe you like the cinematics, maybe you like the sound effects, and just look at that video and be like, oh, what is something I maybe I could justify, maybe I could change it up a little bit, and then yeah, use that. That's pretty much how I would get that down for the most part. Okay, well, back at it again. Okay, so right now this composition is 1920 by 900, 24 FPS.
Right, and over here what Mario said is basically not every song is gonna have the same velocity, and you're gonna have to tweak it with each song, and also not every beat is going to be the kill, and that sometimes you can have the kill before the beat. You just gotta use your imagination. So
right now, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you how to do velo for each scope, like say like a trick shot with like a no scope and a spray and a shotgun clip. This is how I would say do velo for each of those things. All right, so right now I have a spray. Let me just put that in the clip. We're gonna start off with a spray for now. I'm gonna help you understand how to do sprays in like clips like this. First, this is what the clip looks like. So let's say this right here is the beat drop, I guess. I would say you don't want to finish the clip off when he's out of scope. You want to do it when he's in scope, because it looks a lot nicer, and it just looks a lot nicer than just going out like this. It looks like it just makes more sense. So what I would say is, like any other clip, you would just go right when he gets the kill, or like the frame before he gets the kill, cut it, and do the velo, right? I have flow, so it's a lot more easier for me to get the graph done and have good workflow with it. But usually I would say I go about like maybe 3 frames and then mark it and then spread it out maybe 12 frames, you know, depending on how fast or maybe slow you want the song to be. But in general, this is how you would usually do it when a velo happens like this. So for me, it's F9, I think, to ease it. And yeah, this is usually the graph. This is usually the graph I had for most of my velos. Might as well just save it, I guess. But that's usually most of the velo I have for the most part. You know, I usually just that, and that's it. Like, and see, now you would maybe want to stretch it out, maybe. adjust it so it's a lot longer, and that maybe you could have a little bit more impact, or maybe you want to do something else, like maybe another effect. But mostly what you want to do is just make it like this, where you spraying, and then it's like that. That's good. That's really all you need to do, because you don't really need it to go out, and it doesn't matter, because why? Who cares about it going out? It just looks nice like this, you know. Just looks good, and that's usually how you would do most sprays. That's how you would do more sprays. But let's just say you want to maybe do like a little bit in between, like maybe while he's spraying. What I would suggest I would do is just keyframing it and do it like this, but make it a little bit more linear. Let me explain what I'm talking about. Alright, so what you want to do is obviously keyframe these and delete all the outputs of all of them, so we have a better baseline of what we're doing. And let's just say when he starts shooting, like maybe like right here, and then maybe you want to pause it right here, and then maybe it'll go like, and this is how you want the graph to be. Make it sure it's easy like this. Zoom in maybe a little bit. Maybe you might want to do it like this. Call it like this, and just like having a little bit of slow, and then goes fast because it just looks better, you know. And then have it like this. So maybe you might go something like this. And then maybe you might want to stretch it out maybe a little bit more, so it adds more time, because we are in a few frames back. So here, so maybe something like see, it just looks a lot nicer, and you know, it just looks right. And that's just for the spread. We're gonna leave that over here. Pre-comp it, and we're just gonna leave it to the side. Okay, so in this next velo, I have a trick shot. You know, no scope. This is really just what the clip is, really. You know, cool, whatever the case may be. Same thing. Put it on the marker. And that's just really a lot of velo in Fortnite, you know, when it gets kills, it just all works out, you know. A lot of the velo, just do the same thing like always. It doesn't, like, a lot of the graphs in this look a lot nicer like this. So just do it like maybe like this. Spread this out maybe a little bit more, and just do the same graph. There's no problem with it. Looks a lot cooler, right? And it's already in slow motion, so it's not that big of a deal, but it would be kind of cool. Maybe you might want to get a little bit more out of it, maybe you do it like he does it like this. Just all about the animation of the character and what he does. Maybe you want to make that a little bit sharper. And you know, for things like this, there's a lot you can do. Maybe like when he glides up like this, cool animation. You know, maybe you might want to like make it so where like when he does this, it just look like have like a fast velo and then execute it like this maybe. Maybe make stuff like this linear, or make stuff like this smooth, because keep in mind it's not a kill, so it's not gonna look good if it's like very sharp. A lot of sharp stuff never looks nice. So maybe try something like this. Like see, like maybe something like this. Depending on what the song is, always depends on what the song is, to your choice of how you want to graph things. Of course, maybe you want to cut that and add a little bit of frame blending. Pretty much really all it is for this. This is a bad clip in general, but only clip I really had. So now we're gonna pre-comp this, name it a trick shot, and then mark it. And now we're gonna get to the next one. Also, just a reminder, it's literally the same for everything. The shotgun is definitely the same. Everyone knows how to edit shotgun clips, you know, it's just all the same concept. Here we have the bolt. And this is where I see a lot of mistakes on when people edit clips with a bolt, and it never looks good. And here's the reason why. Because you don't want to edit Fortnite like COD, and that's what I see a lot of people do, and it just doesn't look right. I don't see it looking nice. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look like anything. Stop making the scope one frame. Why would you do that? It just doesn't make sense. What you do want to do though is like when he gets the kill like this, like see like this guy right here, like right when he gets the kill like this, like maybe like around like before he gets the kill. It's kind of the same concept, but people do it wrong so many times, and I don't know why. That's when you want to have the kill like this, like when he gets the kill, but after he shoots, like stuff like that is just very important when editing,
because he says it boggles his mind and he doesn't want to see quad velocity on these type of clips. But then he says if you need any help, then check out his Discord, which is on screen. He says he's happy to help and he wants to see more people improving. And now we're gonna move on to pan and crop.
Now it's time for my favorite part of this entire tutorial, and it's pan crop. Pan crop is so important when it comes to editing Fortnite or just any game that involves editing and monsters or whatever and edits like this. You know, it fucking makes me nut every time I see a good pan crop, and that's really just mostly what I look like. And if I see a good pan crop, I'm automatically nutting on my share. So usually it just depends on what you do, right? Depends on the motion of the character and whatever the case may be. It's mostly, for the majority of the part, it's just an in and out scale. Panning in, panning out, really. So this is the clip, the spray that we have, and I'm sure this is kind of the only viewer kind of the only pan crop we do. And usually when you do pan crop, you want to sync with the video. And maybe sometimes it might have a long, stretchy, like maybe verse, and maybe something might be fast, and then there's a difference. So usually when you do it, it just all depends on your graph. But most of the graphs I use are very linear, but very fast linear, because usually you don't want it to be linear but slow, unless it's maybe like a kill. Maybe you want to do something like this, because usually for kills and you want to pan in, that's when you might want to do it, right? So let's say for kills, right? Usually if you want to zoom in is kind of the only per se thing I would say for pan crop, but this is usually what it looks like. I wouldn't mess with this when I easy ease it. I see I'm just gonna make it linear, and I'm just gonna easy ease it. And I wouldn't touch this, but I would touch the top part, or just the exited part, so it may look like this. See, you see how like linear that looks? And maybe you might want to do it when he gets the kill, so maybe push this back a little bit. And it just looks nice, you know? I would say, depending on what the clip is, you don't want to go over the scale of 125. Don't make your pan crop scale more than 125, because if it's just too much if you have it at like 150. It just looks goofy and it's going to take too long. Like, it just looks stupid, you know? If you're going to make it short, like maybe at 106, make it fast. Make it fast. Because it's just going to be, what's the point of having this slow ass pan crop and it's just like doesn't go anywhere. But usually when I do like velo like this, I might want to I always try to scale in first. And maybe keep it at like 120 and then go out like this. And then and maybe you could switch it up. Maybe it doesn't have to go down and up. Maybe you could go down twice. Maybe, maybe you could do like, make it go up and make this one go up too, and make it go down twice and then go up. There's a lot of patterns you can do with this. Like maybe you want to do like it just depends on the movement of the video. Maybe it might sound good when it goes up twice and then goes down, But say if it's like a heavy song, maybe that's when you might want to have a heavy graph. But maybe you could fluctuate it between which part of it is. Like sometimes it might be sharp, and then maybe sometimes it might be linear. You never know. It's all up to you to decide, but mostly the graphs, when it's linear and smooth, that's usually what I do. Like, I don't mess with this. I make it straight and I put it back to easy ease, but then I only mess with the exiting part. I don't ever mess with the first part. And then that's usually how it goes. And then maybe when I want it to be sharp, I do it like this. And then maybe I'll just bring this down maybe a little bit to make it more sharper. And that's mostly how pan crop is. Okay, now here's this extra favorite part of mine where I like about pan crop. The fucking shakes. The shakes are so key when I think about it. But people don't always use shakes right. You don't always have to use shakes in a pan crop. Maybe there might be times where you just need to have it scale in. Maybe there might be times where you just need it to not shake at all. Maybe you might want to have a heavy shake. Maybe you don't want to have a heavy shake. But like I said, depends on the song. Alright, so okay, so when sharp shakes happen, right? What I think people should do is have two different types of shake. One is a very heavy shake, heavy fast shake, like a little bump type of shake, and it's fast, and it's like have Z shake, Y shake, everything, any type of slow shake, but just make it fast and like very quick, make like a bump, make it very fast, bumpy. And then what I do for mostly every single graph I have that's for shake is just like this. That's really just it. So see, that's kind of like what you want. Like a little kind of like shake, fast little bippy shake, And then that's just like what you want for most of it. And maybe sometimes you might want to add the blur to add, just to get rid of directional blur, save some time, and just put it at 225. You don't want to go over 225 because you might want to add some extra effects over it. But that's mostly what I want to do. And then maybe you could want to change the Z shake. Maybe you might want to change the Y shake. Usually for things like this, it's just I would do Y shakes because just Y shakes is better for it. Not just too much, I guess. But you get what I'm saying, right? Very fast, very abrupt, heavy for the most part. Maybe you might want to boost up the frequency. Pretty much it. And then now for the second shake. Here's the second shake. Okay, so now we're gonna have to reset this. And you want to make it like a long shake. like a long but not quick shake. And this is how I do most of my shakes. I would mess with the amp a little bit, mess with the frequency depending on what type of shake I want. Maybe I want the frequency to be heavy, like very fast but slow, but mostly things like this I would want it to be slow. I change, usually when I mess with the phase, it's just so I can change the positioning of the shake. I don't really know what the shake does, what the phase does 100%, but all I know is that it just makes it change, and that's really how I changed a lot, so it doesn't get repetitive shakes. Don't use the same shake for everything, because it's always gonna look goofy at the end of the day. So here, try this one. See, things like that, it just makes it look a lot better, you know. And then maybe you want to change the fade. Maybe you don't like it going this way. You know, maybe do something like this. You like. All really depends. And maybe I would recommend making this longer than the bump shake, because at the end of the day, it's like, it's a shake that's just going to be longer than the bump shake. So it makes sense, right? And then for things like this, when it zooms in, you could even just duplicate it, air it out a little bit, put this down, make it build up the shake. Don't just have it out of nowhere. Build up the shake, and then do it like, or you know, just build up the shake a little bit. Kind of looks nice, right?
And yeah, he says that's about it. So also, since he's very nice, he gave us some presets for a heavy shake and then 2 small shakes. So I guess Merry Christmas. I'll leave them in the description. So if you want those presets, then check it out. But yeah, moving on to the next part.
Alright guys, before I close out the video, here are some tips and tricks. You know, before you step in the playing field with the gods, you gotta know what you're doing. You know, you can't just be going in there so brainlessly, you know. These tips and tricks may save you getting clowned on by Spixie. Maybe will help you from getting clowned on by Jeff. He's a goofball, so it don't even matter anyways. But here's some tips and tricks on editing Fortnite.
Yeah, I don't know how Mario's goes from whispering to screaming, but yeah, these are some tips and tricks by Mario.
Tip number 1, don't edit with one layer. Please. Have as many adjustment layers as you want. Come on now. Let's be real here. Why would you want to edit on one layer and then be so confused on where the fucking blur is, the fucking pre-shake is at? Come on, bro. Let's be real here. Just chill out, bro. Have 200 layers if you want to, alright? Come on. Second tip, please. I hate to say this. I don't know why I'm saying this now. We're in 2022, about to reach 2023. And y'all still doing this, Shads. It's like it's cool. Stop doing this. I'm about to speedrun this shit, but basically what I'm saying is don't do that fucking warp shit. Like, you know that little fucking warp shit everybody be doing, you know, it kind of be pissing me off, you know. I don't even want to fucking say it, but it's like that warp, that one framer warp to be exact, you know. It's just pisses me off seeing this shit every day. This bullshit, that little... Like, just like, why would you do that? Like, I don't know, I know this fucking video is not the best, but like, bro, why would you do this? It's just fucking embarrassing. I don't even know how you think this is cool. Don't tell me Xavier was the one that told you this was cool. Don't ever listen to that man. Tips on one framer, so you know what the fuck you're doing. Alright, my top 5 one framer effects are Minimax. Alright, keep that. Write this down. Minimax, D-blur, radio blur, glow, exposure, high up. Use a blending mode if you have to. Flicker. I know it sounds stupid, but you might get what I mean. But you know, obviously it's not gonna be one frame, obviously. But yeah, sometimes you may use a little bit of warp, but you gotta add something with it. You can't just add just warp, and especially don't use fisheye either. I'll piss on your face if you. Use a CRT overlay. Use some random overlays. You know, anything can really be a one framer because it's one frame. No one's gonna care that much, you know. But preferably, my favorite one framer has got to be the mix between Mozak, Minimax, and D-blur. Pretty much it, you know. Maybe add a little bit of glow, but not deep glow. S glow. It's the best glow out there right now. Say if you have a song like this. Okay, I don't want to hear that shit again. But anywho, basically all you gotta do to make these quota keyframe flickers is go right click on the music layer, do keyframe assistant, convert to audio keyframes, analyzing audio, whatever. Press U on the keyboard, delete left and right channel. You need both channels. You don't need left and right. Maybe if you want to, maybe not. Depends on what you want to do. All right, get a solid, make it black. Yeah, let me just add a clip here so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, get a solid. Take the solid, press T for opacity. Take this spiral thing and put it down here, and then that's pretty much it. See, like, you know, it's not gonna show good, but here's a tip and trick on that. See these keyframes? Of course they're not going to show on the fucking solid. You want to know why? Because these are so leveled down. This is 35 units, and according to 35 units, it's going to be 35 units on that too. I'm not surprised. See how it's kind of the same? So what you want to do is quite obvious. Put it up. Make levels more up so you can see the thing more, right? See, kind of cool, right? But then now to make it even better, you can add a blending mode. See, now it's added. Obviously you won't see it, but you know, adjust it to your liking, whatever. I'll probably just use darker color if anything. See, it kind of like matches with the song, but depending on what you do, spread it, you know, do whatever the fuck you want. But yeah, that's pretty much how you do audio amplitude or keyframe flicker, I guess. Another effect you always need in your edits is reverb in the song. Don't make it excruciatingly loud and weird, but just have the reverb. It makes your effects seem nice. It makes the edit feel good if you have the reverb in the song, because now it's not just the song. Flares and flashes, bro. Tip number or effect number 3 you should always have is flares and flashes. Always have flashes in your edit. Always have it somewhere. You know, it's not gonna look nice, but the best flash I could give you right now is exposure. Maybe if you want to add deep glow, up to you. But really what I do is exposure, bring it up, like good amount, probably like maybe like this. If you want to, you could fade it in, maybe do something like, well, actually you gotta keyframe it first. Maybe move it back a little bit, maybe like 1 or 2 frames. Right now I'm gonna do 3. Put it back to 0 like this. And maybe go to the end a little bit. It's just a flash, just self-explanatory. You don't really have to know anything. You just have to be a fucking human with a brain cell, unlike Jeff. So, you know, so just like something like this, you know, just very fast, like, just it's nice. Just do it. Come on, bro. We wasting time here, bro. The edit's not gonna look good. I'm tired of fucking looking at these edits. I want to be. Things to remember. I can't stress this long enough. I can't stress this any much harder than I can. You know, I hate seeing this on Twitter every day. I've been in the editing community for really pretty much the key is good scrap. If it's good to scrap, you know. Always gotta scrap, really. Just scrap. Even if the video looks god tier and it's gonna give you 5 million subs, just scrap if you got to, you know. Take advice from literally everyone, anybody you see, even if they don't edit. Take advice from them, because these are the same people that are liking and retweeting. And if they're not making your standards, then some random guy on fucking Twitter named Neeks is not gonna like it. So, you know, at the end of the day, take ops from everyone, even if they're fucking horrible. Take ops from them, because at the end of the day, you're gonna ask someone else for ops, and if they say get rid of it, get rid of it. Who cares? It's just an edit, bro. Stop trying to like be the best, because you're not. All right. Another thing to remember is always try new things. Clone people if you have to. It's not that big of a deal. Nobody in this editing community is making 7 figures a year. You're not making 7 figures. I'm not making 7 figures. The person that's over there with. And that's pretty much it, you know. To close it off, my name is Mario's VFX. I'm doing commissions. Pretty much at the end of the day, edit. Just edit. You're not living long enough. Nobody cares that much that you're cloning Neeks. Nobody cares that you're cloning Smutty. At the end of the day, just fucking calm down, bro. You know, just do what you gotta do at the end of the day. You know, I love you. I love everyone that edits. I don't have a problem with literally nobody. See you guys in the next Minecraft Let's Play. Bye!